back to the Higher Heart Warrior channel. My name is Hadija. Thank you for joining me. Today's reading is going to be guidance on believing in yourself. We're going to ask a couple questions here. What's holding you back from believing in yourself? What would change if you truly believed in yourself? And how you can believe in yourself more. We're going to jump right into it with the card selection, and then the pile selection is where I'm going to show you your pile significators. So I suggest you know what your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in your natal chart, and that'll help you choose it better. So we're going to get right into it. What's holding you back from believing in yourself? Pile 1. What's holding pile 1 back? Pile 2. And then pile 3. What's holding pile 1 back? Oh, geez. Pile 2. Oh my gosh. Pile 3. Okay, well, that's a lot of cards that I was not anticipating, but it's all good. How can you believe in yourself more? Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Nope. Pile 3. Okay, all right. And then, what would change if you truly believed in yourself? Pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. Right, let's see. I'm gonna get pile significators now. So, pile 1. Pile 2, and then pile 3. And then we have some angel numbers. Pile 1, that was easy. Letters. For pile 2, and then for pile 3. Then we got some numbers. Nope. Oh, that's way too many. There's no way. Pile 1. Pile 2. And then pile 3. No, dude, wow. All right, I will see you in the pile selection. All right, let's see. Pile 1 is for you. If you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, or Sagittarius, you've been seeing the number 999, the letter U, X, V, E, the number 45, 18, 22, or 9. Pile 2 is for you if you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, or Leo. You've been seeing the number 1414, the letter Y, G, H, or W, or the number 62, 38, 24, 7, or 65. And then pile 3 is for you if you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Cancer, Taurus, Aquarius or Aries. You've been seeing the number 1818, the letter I, Z, F, or A, or the number 15 to 52 or 21. The timestamps are going to be in the description box, and I will see you at your pile. Pile 1, welcome to your reading on believing in yourself. Guidance for you on believing in yourself. This is your pile if you've been seeing the number 9, 22, 18, or 45, the letter U, X, V, or E, the number 999, or if you have your sun, your moon, or your rising in the sign of Gemini, Scorpio, Sagittarius, or Pisces. This is going to be your reading. So we're going to jump right into it and see. With these two different decks, I wanted to see what's holding you back from believing in yourself. With this deck, I wanted to see how you can believe in yourself more. And then with this deck, what would change for you if you truly believed in yourself? I'm also going to be getting tarot cards to elaborate more on the oracle cards. So let's see. What is it that is holding you back from believing in yourself? Okay. Ooh, all right. Well, so right off the bat, what's holding you back from believing yourself is your past experiences. There have been experiences in your past where maybe you did have, and that's why release is coming up for you too, because you may not even realize that you're being held back in this current moment from your past. But there's some experience that happened that maybe, and you'll know better than anybody else, but maybe there's something, an experience where you did have a lot of self-belief. You did have that confidence, and I feel like with this, the word resentment keeps popping out to me with this card. So it's an experience that you had where others tried to take you down a peg. Maybe not intentionally, but maybe intentionally too. Well, let's see. What about this forgiveness? Who do they need to forgive? This could be a woman from your past who, and now obviously this is also a general reading for free on YouTube, so it's difficult to really say for sure, but I feel like this is a woman from your past who is very charismatic and boisterous and kind of there, or it could be flipped. It could be this is you, how you used to be, and then you showing up authentically, trusting yourself, believing in yourself, loving yourself, sort of activated something in somebody else where they were like, they maybe had a fear of being seen, and so they, again, burst your bubble, took you down a peg, and that resentment has started to grow into a lack of self-trust, and there's a call for you to release that. Anything else? Okay. Because we have the King and Queen of Wands, and I just tried to put this in there, it didn't want to go in, so okay. So, all right. This is going to be, what's holding you back from believing in yourself is your role models growing up. I feel like now not everybody had a mother and a father in their household growing up, but you'll know if this is for you because you did. And those two parental figures were very combative and they didn't show you what it was like to trust in yourself. Meaning you showing up, like I said before, you showing up authentically, you showing up with that self-belief, with that self-assuredness, activated something in them where maybe in their childhood, they were also like you, confident, outgoing, charismatic, all eyes on you, even when you didn't want it to be. Just you being you brought attention to you. And for your parents, maybe they had similar experiences where somebody else knocked them down a peg, and so they were just subconsciously repeating the cycle of, oh no, you can't be seen because when I was seen, I got hurt. So I don't want you to get hurt, so I'm gonna hurt you in the process to protect you from being hurt. It's a very warped way of thinking, but the subconscious isn't always thinking logically. It goes off of experiences. And I feel like for you, pile number one, there's the fact that I see love here coming out. There's a need for you to, a call for you to love that part of yourself that was so seen, so willing to be seen, and so self-assured in how you were seen that you didn't think about it. It was it was just natural to you to show up. And that part of yourself needs love the most right now. Love and forgiveness. Not only for yourself, but maybe even for these parental figures who, I'm not making excuses for them in any way, shape, or form, but more than one thing can be true at the same time. It could be that they didn't even realize that that's what they were doing, and they thought they were just being good parents with what they knew. And forgiving them for that, and also forgiving yourself for, because there's a part of you that also knows that that's your authentic self. And so you've been dimming yourself in order to prevent getting called out, in order to prevent getting knocked down a peg. You've been, filtering yourself to fit into spaces rather than have the spaces accommodate you. So that part of you needs to be forgiven. Working on that forgiveness is going to take time, but now that you're aware of it, if you weren't before, it is possible. So let's see what we have for how you can believe in yourself more. Oh, I love that. I feel like pile one, you were putting yourself out there because you were excited. You were just trying to share your light with others. That's all you were trying to do, especially if this happened when you were a child. You didn't know or understand that, not everybody is capable of seeing the lightness without bringing their darkness in to dim it so it's not so bright, to shine a light on their own insecurities. And the way you can believe in yourself more is, just like I was mentioning about forgiving maybe these parental figures, it says here we're all just stardust, and I think that's a call for you to, it's kind of hard, but like depending on the circumstances, to know that, just like I mentioned, they too were probably children who had their light dimmed by adults who, it's not even just that they didn't know, it's that mindset of, oh, well, if I can't shine, you can't shine either, kind of like crabs in a bucket. But the way for you to move forward is to have that forgiveness of them. Maybe they're just not there, and maybe they won't be in this lifetime, and that's okay, because at our cores, we're all the same. We all just want to be loved, and we all just want to love. So bringing it back to that focus on loving yourself will help you in the process of forgiving them. What else do you want pile number 1 to know about the universe card? Okay. It's going to take time and really intentional healing to work through this, to let it go. But it'll help stabilize your perception of yourself. It'll help bring it back into balance, to see yourself for what you really are. Also, the number 444 could be significant for you, because we got 31, 4, and 4 here. And with this universe card being in the position of how you can believe in yourself more, remembering that you weren't put here to dim your light. Remembering that it is okay to be your full self, to be happy, to be expansive, to take up space, to be charismatic, fun-loving, boisterous even. It's okay for you to do those things. That's your soul's expression. One more. How can pile number 1 believe in themselves more? Being more fair with yourself too, because I feel like you've been pretty hard on yourself. You could also have a Libra placement. You've been pretty hard on yourself and the way that you feel. Yeah. Especially about maybe you are aware of this, the impact of your parental figures on your self-esteem, on your self-confidence, on your self-belief and your self-worth, your self-image. And so it's working to bring into balance your sensitive emotions with your logical thoughts. So that you can tap into your passions again and get excited about life and who you are and how you show up. And what would change if you were to recognize, to work on all of these bits of information? It would help you. Okay, I love this. You got Dhamara, guiding children. You're good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. It would, wow. You stepping, maybe you have children. Oh my goodness. If you have, oh my God, this is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, if you yourself have children, pile 1, or even if you don't, you working on believing in yourself more in the ways that I've described in this spread so far would help you to end the cycle. It would help you to end the cycle and the pattern of emotional abuse, as well as teaching children, guiding children on believing in themselves as well. You doing it for yourself creates that space, creates the expertise, the wisdom, the know-how to show, inspire, and lead others to do the same for themselves. I love that for you, pile one. Yeah, you got the 10 of Wands under that. To release those burdens that are not yours to carry. Oh shit, release, yeah. Oh, 9999. All right. Wow, pile one. Just know that it is a process, so don't beat yourself up if it's taking a while. But the fact that you're willing to start is, in and of itself, commendable. So thank you for joining pile one. And if you'd like to go further on this, I do have readings and Reiki healing sessions on my website, higherheartwarriorchannel.com. So feel free to reach out. And otherwise, thank you for joining. I will see you in the next video. All right, welcome pile number 2. This is going to be your guidance on believing in yourself. All right, this is your pile. If you've been seeing the number 65, 7, 24, 38, or 62, the number 1414, the letters Y, G, H, or W, or if you have your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus in the sign of Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, or Libra in your natal chart. So we are going to jump right into it because you got a lot of cards. These two cards are going to be what's holding you back from believing in yourself. This card is going to be how can you believe in yourself more? And then this card is what would change if you truly believed in yourself. All right, so we have rest. Well, that's interesting. Well, can you still see it? All right, we're going to put you there because you got 3 of these. Okay, all right. We got acceptance, we've got health, and then we got love. Okay. For you, pile number 2, it seems like I'm okay. So I feel like for you, pile 2, this is less of like an emotional believing in yourself and more of like a physical believing in yourself for some of you. Okay, so sorry. All right, pile 2, sorry about that. I was saying that this seems to, and what I said was it's not so emotional or mental, more focused on the physical possibilities for you, but I feel like they do tie in together. Like you can't just have your physical body not be affected by your mental and emotional state. And the reason that rest coming out in the first card of what's holding you back is you could be so focused on the possibilities of basically what's possible that you're not giving your body enough time to catch up with your brain. So like you could be going, doing, because you feel like you have no other choice but to do that in order to achieve the goals you want, build the foundations you'd like, create stability in your life in whatever aspect. But that goes to this sense of not believing in your capabilities. I know it can kind of sound a little counterintuitive, but if you truly believed in yourself and that you were capable and that good things happen to you, you would be willing to create that balance in work and resting and recuperating, because you'd prioritize your health and your well-being. You can't go all the time. And with acceptance, health, and love here, in addition to rest, I feel like you're trying to and I'm saying these things not in like a judgmental way, but because I've been there, but more in like what you're trying to do is to force change rather than rest while change happens. And for you, pal, too, it comes to this needing to love yourself more and enough to prioritize your health, because you're running yourself ragged. It's so interesting that these are the cards that decided to come out for guidance on believing in yourself, because a part of my personal journey was focused on my physical health for quite a long time. And I thought it was just the physical, but in giving in accepting that I needed to rest and that I couldn't force things to change, I was able to have the time to work on the emotional and the mental, to work on loving myself more, believing in myself more and my capabilities, believing in myself enough to trust that I would know when the right time was to do the work, the physical work, to do the doing, and that I would be able to pick up that slack. Let's see. What else does pile one? Okay. So we got temperance, patience, and alchemy. And for you, pile one, what's going to help you believe in yourself is knowing that you can turn this rest time into productive, creative time after you've done it. You give yourself that fuel to create more potently after you've rested, after you've prioritized your health. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was about work. All right, so if you're able to be patient with your physical body, giving your physical body that love, true rest, and accept that you can't work 24 hours a day, you'll get the rest of this and release that extra weight that you've been carrying, the weight of the world. You'll be able to get those opportunities. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, we have the moon. Because you'll be working with the cycles rather than trying to force them. And that in and of itself will help you build that belief and that trust in your capabilities. That confidence that you can work with the cycles. And you don't always have to catch up in order to achieve. You can work smarter, not harder. And then how can you believe in yourself more? Oh, fudge. Release your guilt, because I think that's part of what's been stopping you from resting, pile two, is this guilt that you have to work in order to provide for others, because you're probably carrying, and I said the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're carrying this burdensome weight of being the provider for others, or wanting to be the provider for others, and it's only burning you on both ends of the candle. You are burning out. It's all connected. Your physical, your mental, your emotional. The cycle of rest and create, do and receive. This guilt that you've been carrying, maybe it wasn't modeled to you that you're allowed to rest and recuperate. And so anytime you do feel the need, your body tells you, hey, we're tired, we're getting a cold, we're getting sick, we need to rest, you feel guilty. So working on this guilt with compassion and grace for yourself is going to help create, build the stability that you're looking to create and build. Anything else on guilt? Yeah, don't give up. It's been a long ass journey for you. You got the 10 and the 9, which to me shows like the change that you want to create is possible. You just have to take a step back and try again. Because for some of you, you've started this process of doing like the inner work, the self-love work, which is probably why you're even seeing this video on believing in yourself more. But okay, that's a dog sleeping. You really need to get some sleep, Pile 2. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. It may feel like it's taking a step back, but what you're doing is kind of like a slingshot effect. If you give yourself the time to rest, you'll be able to be more productive. Like I said, I'm starting to repeat myself. So, working on the guilt. You've already started doing that, and you may have felt a little hopeless because you weren't seeing the results that you thought you would be seeing. But releasing guilt is cyclical. It goes in a spiral. It's not a straight line. Inner work is not a straight line. You can release this guilt up to a certain point, and then you kind of hit like an integration period where things are settling, the dust is settling. You work on something else, and then you come back to it. We have another 5 here because we got 14, 14, and 5. 5, 5, 5. Change. 5 of Swords. Changing your mentality around doing that inner work is also going to help you believe in yourself more, that you're capable of doing hard things, because this is hard for you. It's hard for anybody to work on releasing guilt, especially when it's something that you've tried before. But under that, we have the 9 of Pentacles. It's good when you're able to release this guilt, you're going to be able to, in a balanced way, enjoy the fruits of your labors. You've got pentacles all across here. Working on this guilt is going to help you in your physical manifestation in this physical world. Not just emotionally, mentally, but physically, in your body, in your environment. Okay? Then we have the 3 of Pentacles under that. In your community, in your collaborations, the people you work with. And so finally we have what would change if you truly believed in yourself. Fertility. I can't. And then the bottom of the deck we have transformation. The reason I'm saying I can't, okay, is because I was just talking about creation, the physical world. That takes a level of fertility. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have death, which is the transformation card. It's the rebirth card. This is a cycle of transforming your mindset on rest, the guilt you may feel over it, the need to do it in the first place, so that you can become more potent, more fertile, more creative, and manifest all the possibilities and stability in this in the financial and physical. If you'd like to go deeper, Pile 2, you can head to my website, Higher Heart Warrior channel. I do readings and Reiki combinations there. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. I do post videos every week, Saturday, 8 a.m. And I appreciate your subscription, your like, and your comment. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Welcome, pile number 3. Today's reading is your guidance on believing in yourself. We're gonna jump right into it. I almost forgot. This is your pile. If you have been seeing the number 15, 2, 52, 21, 1818, the letters A, F, Z, or I. If you have your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus in the sign of Taurus, Aquarius, Aries, or Cancer. Also, just the numbers 2 and 5 repeating. And the number 9. Okay, so these cards are going to be what's holding you back from believing in yourself. This card is how can you believe in yourself more? And then this card is going to be what would change if you truly believed in yourself. So because you do have quite a bit of cards. All right, we got balance, we got death. You could have Libra or Scorpio placements. We have growth, and then we have imagination. Also, just so you know, when I speak about like your natal chart, that's the time, date, and location that you were born, the position of the sun, the moon, and different planets or stars when you were born. So like your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus sign. But back to this, what's holding you back from believing in yourself? I feel like, honestly, it's just straight up doubt. Pessimism, a lack of, I mean, I was gonna say a lack of belief, but yeah, it's a lack of belief that it's possible for change and growth. Okay, let's see. What about balance? Okay, so pile 3, I feel like you may not be used to receiving compliments or any kind of emotionally positive or optimistic feedback from people, from your external environment. The thing is, though, this is your opportunity. Even just seeing this reading is your opportunity to end that cycle and start giving that to yourself, giving what you didn't receive to yourself. Jeez. To give that hope, that optimism, that things are not always going to be the same way that they were. Okay. That it's safe for you to expect positive feedback without having to strategize how you're going to Without being manipulative. Okay, well that took a turn. Without feeling like you have to, okay, I'm like, wait a second. Without feeling like you have to fish for it, without feeling like you have to create it out of thin air, manufacture it. Interesting. This. All right. I think pile number 3, it's giving it to yourself, because you're not always going to get it from other people. You're not always going to get that positive feedback. Again, you're not going to get that pat on the shoulder or acknowledgement, really. You're not always going to get that from others. And so a part of what's holding you back from really believing in yourself is giving that belief to yourself in the first place. Let's see. How can you believe in yourself more? Damn. Okay. We got Evil Queen here. You deserve sugar, not salt. And going back to this 7 of Swords here, in the past, you've, from people who should have given you that seed of belief, and I'm talking childhood, I'm talking caregivers. They gave you salt, not sugar. So it's understandable that you don't know how to believe in yourself, because it was never modeled for you how to believe in yourself. The thing is, now you have the awareness to make those changes for yourself. And to understand and to transform your perspective. And you may consciously know this as an adult, but I'm talking about like subconscious perspective, that if you don't get it from outside, that means you're not worthy of it. But the thing is, that's part of reframing or rewiring your brain. By giving it to yourself, your brain starts to believe that you're worthy of it. It doesn't perceive where it's coming from. It just perceives that it's receiving it. And I'm simplifying it, obviously. Like, it's more nuanced than that. But pile 3, I feel like therapy would definitely be helpful for you. And there are free therapy tools online that are, used by actual therapists to help you start getting that groundwork. How can pile 3 believe in themselves more? Give me more on the Evil Queen. Okay. All right. So, pile number 3, a way that you can believe in yourself more. is to give yourself, well, first off, focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. Like, let's say, for example, building that self-belief in yourself could be, say one day you're like, oh, I want to do this. Don't get distracted and then not do it, because that diminishes that self-trust, that self-belief. And maybe in the past you've been known to do that, which is why it's hard for you to trust yourself, to believe in yourself. But bringing it into balance by not just focusing on what you didn't do or what you don't have or how you didn't show up for yourself. Taking that responsibility for how you show up for yourself is going to help you believe in yourself more. Holding yourself accountable. And I don't mean in a harsh way or a punitive way. I mean in a balanced way. Having that understanding of, yes, things happen outside of your control, but also taking responsibility for the things that are in your control. Especially when it comes to the plans that you make. And then finally we have, what would change if you truly believed in yourself? I can't. We have Kali, endings and beginnings. And then over here we had death. What would change is you would start anew. And it's interesting because before, I don't know if you could see off camera. No, you can't. So there was a card that was kind of showing when I had the deck over here. And I wanted to look for it to see what that card was. And I was looking. And it was the Wheel of Fortune, which is about cycles. The Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. Believing that it's safe for you to believe in yourself once you've released and transformed your perspective on what you're worthy of. What do we have for Kali? What would change if you truly believed in yourself? Everything. Everything would change. Your whole entire way of living, your perspective. The ownership you have of your life and your experiences. The accountability you have in how your life is. How you approach challenges, how you work through them, and trust yourself that you're capable of working through those challenges. Pile 3, I feel like there's so much more to go into with you, but we are out of time. If you would like to dive deeper, you could head to Higher Heart Warrior channel, where I have Reiki and Oracle readings like this that are combined. So I do hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next video. I post every Saturday at 8 a.m. and I will see you then. Thank you.